Okay, folks, this will be another interesting one. We'll see how we go with this one. It's an interesting one in an infuriating sort of a way. Let's see how we go with it. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here a gift card for Dad, but I'm not giving it to my dad. This is the gift card, all the shops that they're accepted at. But my dad's an asshole. He doesn't approve of what I do at the photocopier. He thinks it's foolishness. And there is something else I haven't shared about my dad in any of my videos. There's a certain word he uses to describe telling me to get off my so-called favourite things, because I had a lot of other interests before I arrived at the photocopier. And my dad would often say, when I was talking about something that I was obsessed with, and he'd say, get off that stupid kick. The word stupid could be, you could insert anything in there, any interest I had, you could insert it in where the word stupid was put, but Dad never used the word stupid, to be honest, folks. But I'm just using that because I can't think of an example of what he called a so-called kick. So he used the word kick quite a lot to describe my often seemingly petty little obsessions or interests that I have as a person who has undiagnosed Asperger's syndrome. So he doesn't seem to care that, but that was before there was such thing as Asperger's as a diagnosis. There was no such thing back in 1988 or whenever it was, back in those days, back in the 80s. But he used to say that, he used the word kick, and I found that really offensive as well as the word foolishness. And Dad just is a bully and a teaser. He doesn't care that he's hurting my feelings by trying to tell me that I'm wrong with what I'm doing here. I'm going to use that. That looks brilliant. I like that abstract look. So he really has a bad attitude, and I'm going to keep this card. It's got $5 on it. It's not going to my dad. He's not going to get a cut of it. He's a dickhead. He's a fucking slut. He doesn't like what I do at the photocopier. He thinks it's, as I said, he thinks it's foolishness. So I think he's a fucking fool. He can go fuck himself. And basically he likes activities that are supposed to be normal or sociable, even if they're not brilliant. They don't represent genius or brilliance or talent. They just represent a sense of pretense. Like my dad can't sing. He can't sing, but yet he sings in a choir with a group called Sing Australia, and you don't have to know how to sing. But it can't, it's not talented, but it's really, Dad doesn't like trying new things. He's what I call a fuddy-duddy. I called him Fuddy back in 1988, and I was right, he is a fuddy. He likes everything to be conservative and simple and conservative and cookie cutter and nothing new, nothing exciting, just the same old shit. He even listens to classical music, or should I say what's actually called orchestral music. There's nothing wrong with orchestral music, folks, don't get me wrong, but you get the idea that this dad of mine is that conservative and that up himself. And yeah, he just doesn't like experimental things. He thinks this is too eccentric, and he doesn't like eccentricity, so he likes everything to be normal. Cookie cutter, normal, nothing new, run-of-the-mill, whatever words you can put in there to describe what my dad is all about, or seems to be all about. but he can tease and he can bully as well, which is an extra facet of nastiness, or it's the core issue. Like, Dad was good at giving me the strap when I was a kid, and he also locked me out of the house once, back when I was about, I don't remember, but I think I was about 5 years old, but I remember being on the doorstep when my dad locked me out and I was crying, and Dad just left me out there. I don't know what I did wrong or what he thought was wrong, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but it was quite a traumatic experience. And he's a real hard ass, he's a fucking hard ass. He might seem sensitive. Oh yes, he does another cookie cutter activity called the School of Practical Philosophy, and he doesn't come across, like his singing, he's not a philosopher, he can't philosophise, and I haven't noticed any improvement in his behaviour since he's been doing it. I haven't seen him for a while. I haven't seen my dad for a long time because I just can't tolerate him. I'm scared he's going to lash out at me, that he's going to say something nasty and make me angry, and then I end up, someone calls the police because I just had a nasty fit of rage at my dad's disposal, and he's a real mean master, and yeah, he just likes to bully and tease. He likes to wind me up and make me explode. He just loves it, and I am the one that loses in the end, so he wins. So he's gonna, by not talking to him and seeing him, I'm preventing the fire from having enough fuel to burn, so he can't burn me anymore. Anyway, enough of that. That's just a quick primer on my father. I think we can now call this demo quits.